Hey, so today I kind of talked about not wasting time yesterday, specifically when people make excuses. But I want to talk about actually valuing your time, right? So I think I before, didn't really put a value on my time, like a dollar amount, right? And I think it's really important to figure out that dollar amount at what your hourly rate is, just your time in general is worth, right? I think it's very, very important to figure that out. For me, I figured it out. So, like, for example, I looked at it like cutting the grass, right? So it usually takes me, or it used to take me like 3 to 4 hours to cut the grass, and then weed whip, and then use the blower, right? There's like 5.5 acres, but there's a bunch of woods and grass and all this other stuff. So it's not really that long, or it's not really that much to cut, but there's a lot of stuff to go around. And I got a sweet zero turn. Zero turn's a blast to drive, right? So I kind of enjoy cutting the grass. But at the same time, I looked at it from a standpoint, asked my neighbor, like, hey, how much you pay someone to cut your grass? And at first it was like $50, and then ended up going up to like $60 per cut, right? And yeah, that is a lot of money, but at the same time, I'm saving 4 to 5 hours or 3 to 4 hours of a week, right? By paying someone $60. So in those 3 to 4 hours, I can probably make way more money than $60, right? So that's kind of how I calculated it. And that's not even to go into like the zero turn costs like $5,000, right? The weed whip, all that stuff, right? All your like entry costs to do that. And you can do that with like anything, right? So that's one thing that I figured out, that, you know what, I need to always do the highest and best use of my time, right? And even if that's just relaxing or reading a book or whatever, even if it's not actually making money, but if it's getting me closer to a goal, it's good. Because, you know, growing up, it was always do everything yourself, save money, do. And I mean, that is a good way to save money, but at the same time, you're not growing, right? Because you're wasting your time doing all these chores and all this shit that you can pay someone else to do, right? So that's kind of how I started looking at cutting the grass. And there's another probably 10 examples like that where you can like save time, and in that time you can start a business, you can, I don't know, read a book, just relax if that's what you want to do, or watch TV or whatever, right? So I think it's just really important to put a value on your time and kind of making that decision like, hey, I'd rather, you know, read this book and pay someone to cut the grass instead of me doing it. So I'm curious, what's something that you've kind of done that with, where you decided to pay someone to do a chore or something else, where you spent your time in a different way that was more beneficial to get you to your goal? So hope you have a great night. Talk to you later.